Hello and welcome to this interview with Afreen Fatima, one of our artists presently on display at Alpha Arts Gallery's current exhibition, Bonds Beyond Time. My name is Sarah Lovett, and together we will be going over some of Afreen's artistic process as well as the pieces that were graciously contributed to both our physical and online presentation. We're going to start off pretty simple. How are you today?
I'm good, Sarah. How are you doing today? And
I'm good.
thank you for taking the time out to talk to me
Of
about my work.
course. Of
Thank you.
course. I'm very excited.
Yeah, me too.
So your motto, I crave, so I create. What is the story behind that personal credo and how have you embraced it?
So I crave, as in I crave for art. I crave for creativity, and wherever I'm working, I need to do something different and something creative, not like a monotonous thing. So that's what the I crave for art. That's the reason I create it. So that because of that reason, that motto is there. Because crave every day. That's the reason I'm creating the art. Yes.
Something to inspire you,
Yeah.
push you forward.
Keep me going.
Mhm.
Thanks.
So one of the things you really highlighted in your artist statement is how you love to experiment and how have you done that over the years and what have those experiments yielded creatively and personally?
For me, art is completely a different thing altogether. Okay. And what attracts me the most is the texture of the art. It's for me, it's not like I just stand on a canvas and I just paint it whatever I see. It's something for me, it's something different. If I see any texture, I wanted to put it on the canvas. So usually I observe other artists' art as well. I attend a lot of forums, and from there I get to learn a lot. And that's how that drives me to experiment different techniques on the canvas. It's not monotonous. It's not like that or it is not connected also. Each of my painting, each of my work is completely different from each other. Why? Because I wanted to bring some different techniques, different point of time. It's so give it an example. I have used one of the technique in one of my painting, gold mine. It actually inspired me when I visited Dubai, and I saw gold, a lot of gold. There's a market, gold souk. You will see that lot of gold is there, lot and lot. So that attracted me the most. That how you actually take out the gold and what's the texture. So the bars, what you see, and that's where I that thought came into my mind, and I wanted to experiment that how to put it on the canvas. And so I what I did I took a flour, that wheat flour, and I just liquefied it. I mean, added more water into it, and when the texture becomes very sluggish and soggy, I just put it on the canvas, and then I painted it in gold color. And when the texture came out, and I was so happy with it because I felt that it felt like a actual gold actually.
Mhm.
So those things I try to experiment every time. It always inspires me from a lot of maybe videos or maybe my travel. Everything is involved altogether. So that's how yeah, I went ahead and I did it for this painting, and I keep experimenting. Yes.
Because of how many experiments you do, many of your works apply a lot of different ranges of techniques with
Mhm.
a lot of different stylistic
Yes.
stuff from each other's. But do you feel there are any techniques that you tend to fall back on or maybe favor more than another?
So the one technique which I like is with my brush. That's a simple tool. I use it, and I just mix the colors and try to bring out something different. And I use a lot of gesso on my canvas. So through that, also I try to create something which is one of my favorite. do the gesso first, and then create something with your tools, maybe brush or the knife or anything. But favorite is the simplest is my brush, which I use for most of my paintings. So yeah,
Falling back to the basics.
yes, falling back to the basics, it's always good. I mean, whenever you experiment also and it doesn't get successful, you really wanted to do it with a brush. Okay, let me go back and try something with my brush, do something different. Yes, that's what it is.
How do you pick your subjects for your paintings? Do they just come to you when you start, or do you have it planned out beforehand? Or
See, that's what I told you earlier, that many times it comes when I travel,
yeah.
and sometimes it comes when I'm like just blank, and I'm standing right in front of my canvas and I just wanted to paint something.
Mm-hmm.
So it completely depends upon my mood. If I'm traveling and if I see something very interesting, definitely I will come back and I wanted to create that on my canvas. And sometimes I just wanted to paint and I don't know anything where it's leading. I just stand and I just start painting, and then just it leads me somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what, and then the thoughts will be running, and then you feel that you are reaching what you actually wanted. You can apply to your painting. So it's never like I get really inspired or something to paint on. It's very random for me. It's very random.
Mm-hmm. Often like builds upon each other.
Yeah.
So, looking into your specific works for this show, I wanted to talk about Water Gun. In the
Mm-hmm.
painting description, you said that this piece was about Holi, the
Yeah.
Hindu festival of color celebrated in India. So,
Mm-hmm.
what drove you to paint the festival? Were you there when it was celebrated, or?
Yes, I mean, this festival comes every year during the springtime, and springtime itself is very colorful. The flowers will be blooming all over the place. So, likewise, in India, I have celebrated this festival since childhood. So, I just love this festival because what you do is you splash colors onto each other, play basically the water gun. It's the basically the toy gun, and filled with colored water in it,
Mm-hmm.
and you just throw on each other, and then you. I did not describe it much, but yes, this festival involves a lot of sweets as well, and a lot of delicacies, a lot of food. I mean, the families usually celebrate this festival with each other, and the neighbors, they will also come together, and then it's like a huge festival in India, and that's what inspired me to paint this and name it as a water gun.
That's so cool. So, it's from your experiences and stuff like that.
Yes, yes, it's from my experience, and I when I did this painting, it was I think March or Feb, when actually that was around the corner. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
reason I painted this one.
So not only Water Gun, but a good amount of your pieces are derived from your life experiences.
Yes,
The World in a Weave is about your life in New York, and Goldmine
absolutely.
covers your visit to Dubai.
Dubai.
Yeah. So could you tell us
Yeah.
about those particular moments in life and why they went on the canvas and what was going on?
Okay. Talking about the New York. So New York, I landed in New York in 2019, and when I visited New York, actually, the subways and the city, I felt like you can see a lot of culture all around. You can see a lot of people from different race, from different background, and it felt like a weave to me, because in this hustle bustle, they are all are going working together, and like a weave. It's I felt it. If you can see that painting, it has all the colors in it. It has black, white, brown, red. So when I felt this, while I was on subway or while I was in the city walking, um, I felt that so much of love involved. You know, people are from a different culture, from different background, from different race. They all are working together in this hustle bustle. It felt like a weave to me. It's like something which I cannot relate it anywhere else because I think New York is a place where you see people from maximum background or maybe from different caste or race or culture.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's how that's the reason I painted this piece. For me, this is one of my favorite piece, actually. It's dear to me. Yeah. And second, you asked, I already spoke about the Dubai thing already in my first.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what else did you ask? I
It
think
was just mainly
and
those
then,
two pieces. It was
yeah.
gold mine and the world in a weave, but I really
Yeah.
liked the representation of the different cultures and different people coming together in New York
Yeah.
on that piece.
Yeah. So that's the reason that piece is very much attached to me. I mean, whenever I feel that, yeah, I'm in New York and it's, I mean, you feel happy about it,
Mm-hmm.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Comparatively though, Half Construction is sort of like an eerie piece with a bit of a haunting atmosphere. What is that one about?
Okay. So I don't know why it felt like a haunting atmosphere because I tried to do it. So I did this painting during pandemic, basically. And wherein I saw one building and it was the constructions were going on and suddenly because of pandemic it stopped in between and then it just right there half constructed building.
Mm-hmm.
For me it was suddenly you hear noise every day maybe because the laborers they are working on it and the constructors, the engineers, everyone was there. But suddenly, because of the pandemic, people were so scared, and yes, we lost so many people also.
Mm-hmm.
And that building was also standing all alone, and so that's why I painted that. And then further, it got me thinking that you know what, when you are not around with people, you feel so alone. I mean, you need to have people in your life. I mean, that uh, that's what it's a lot of thoughts actually. That's the reason I painted it. It was never meant to make it haunted, but yeah, I mean, it just that's what I tried doing that.
Unintentionally, but it ended up
Yeah,
representing a lot of the thoughts around the pandemic coming
yeah,
out that way.
yeah. That's right. I mean, it's just that suddenly, everyone is that building is all alone right now. I mean, nobody's there. So, okay, I mean, I wanted to paint that. That's the reason I did that.
I also really liked Coloring My Blues Away, which had a lot of texture drips and even throughout the like vivid yellows and reds. I was wondering if you could talk about the meaning behind it.
Okay, so coloring my blues away is like painting, which is the days when you don't feel good and when you feel very moody or maybe you want to feel happy but you're not happy from inside. So it's something which I wanted to put it on canvas, but because thinking that there is a hope. So if you see there are a lot of colors which are like darker shade, then you see suddenly yellow color also in between, or maybe so those colors, the light colors, are representing there is a hope. Okay, so don't lose hope, even if you are in your darkest time, but still there is a hope. So that's why I painted that. A lot of confusion is there. Too many things are around, and too many things, too many issues are around, but still yeah, there is a light of hope you can see. And I hope everyone should feel that way, you know. And there's the life is not ending. It's just that the hope is something which we look for uh, in future also. So that's why I just painted when I was very sad and depressed, but still I wanted to feel happy, and that's why I painted that, and then added few light colors into it. So I should feel happy about it. Yeah, there is a hope in that painting.
Yeah, sort of a keep going, don't give up
Yes,
sort of
yeah,
mentality.
true. That's true.
Ray of Dawn also sort of stands out because it's got a lot of geometric patterns and solid colors comparatively to other like
Mhm.
sunrise pictures. It's not, they don't usually use that many geometric shapes and stuff. So why did you decide to go that way for a sunrise picture?
So yeah, so that's why I wanted to go for this way, because whenever you see a sun shining or maybe a sunset, you always see they will paint it in the live photo.
Mm-hmm.
My genre is abstract. I wanted to do something which should involve these textures rather than, um, painting the normal stuff. That's why I use the geometrical pieces and painted this, because it has, again, it has texture involved. If you happen to visit a gallery, or if you happen to get to see this painting, you can see the texture, and that's why I wanted to do it differently. That's the reason I did it this way. And as far as that's the most favorite time, before the sunrise. I just that's why I painted this way.
Going back to your what we talked about earlier with your experimentation and technique and stuff like that.
Yes, true. So it's always an experiment with. I don't want to see things in a normal way, like, yeah, I mean, this is a lamp, so I wanted to paint this lamp. Maybe I wanted to experiment something in it, and I wanted to do something different in it. That's why I fall for techniques, or maybe I fall for the textures more rather than painting the plain stuff.
Of all your works, which is your favorite, or do you have a particular attachment to one? And if you don't have a favorite, do you have a piece that you would like to talk a little more about?
I already mentioned about it. My favorite is the World in a Weave. That's my favorite piece, because um, yeah, it has something. It is attached to me as compared to any other piece. Though all my pieces are very favorite to me, but this one has extra um, special thing in my heart.
Just the meaning behind it and everything.
Yes, that's a meaning. And that painting, one of the pianists also, he just loved it, and he actually put it in his concert as well, his piano concert. So yeah, I was really happy about it, that he told me that your painting inspired me to compose the music. So I was old. I mean, I was so so super excited at that point of time.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, this painting has, and then this painting got selected at one of the blind work. They Connecticut and all these tri-state, they did it, and they chose my work because they found something similar, maybe the reason or the meaning behind this painting. They liked it a lot. So yeah, I mean, this is really dear to me.
It's always validating when something that means a lot to you means a lot to
Yeah,
other people.
yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. I don't have any more questions. However, if there is anything else you'd like to add that you might have thought of during the interview, anything you're working on now, any shows you're going to be in soon, any lingering thoughts, feel free to share.
So as such, for me, I just want to say that art is not monotonous thing for me. Art is a creativity. It's not only about the colors or the paintbrush. You can create an art with the different materials also.
Mhm.
Like I am going to one of the galleries these days. I'm doing a part time over there, and this artist has created the fabric work. So she has used the fabric and she has, made the collage of it. I really got, initially I did not understand, but when I understood, I was like, my God. So art for me, I think art is learning every day. It's a learning. It's not the old age technique what we were using. It's a it's a learning. Uh, every day you learn something different, maybe, and you learn it uh, from your experiences always, and then you wanted to create. So nothing as such from my side. It's just that I'm still learning, and I wanted to learn more and more, and I wanted to explore. And I'm not a content artist, so I'm still discovering things, and I still want to take feedback from people, and I still want to go ahead and see what is happening in and around the art community. So right now I am not actually I'm still um, figuring out that what should I go ahead with the next painting of mine. I mean, I'm still thinking that I wanted to create something different. So I'm still thinking about it. And though the canvas is right there, the equipment, the tools, and everything is right there, it's just that I need to get that factor of stand and just start painting.
Mhm.
So for me, it's just that I just don't take a lot of time to paint. If I start, I have to finish it either in 1 or 2 days at least. I
Yeah.
don't want to, yeah, I mean, I just don't want to leave it until unless if you're using oil, then yes, you have to wait because it has to get dry first and then you have to work on further. So yes, um, that's about from my side. Anything else you want to ask? Maybe um, I'm here to talk about it. Otherwise, I'm good. Thank you so much for taking the time out and talking to me about my work. It's my honor to be here and talk to you.
Of course, yes. Thank you so much for speaking with us and sharing insight into your creations.